Well, it's here and I am fashionably late to the party.
My fearing whiskies! I'm late!
So let's tuck in and see what the key differences are between F124 and F125. Let's recap the offerings of what F124 had to give by going through it. Career. Drive a career, take control of, or inject your own driver and race for an existing team throughout the F1 season. Team career, which allows you to be an owner driver. This allows you to go a little step further by creating your own team and injecting not only yourself as a driver, but creating your own team and taking it to the holy grid to battle it out for supremacy against the existing teams that we have all come to know and love in the real Formula 1. Two-player career, which has two modes to it. You can do this with co-op, allowing you and a friend to race for a team and take on the rest of the grid as teammates, or you can enter contracts mode, which allows you and your racing BFF to negotiate separate deals and hold negotiations with teams that allows for mid-season moves. You might start a career on the same team and at the end of the season be on totally different teams. F1 World. This is where all the different driving modes come available to you as a driver. Series, which are a chain of events which are objective based. In order to progress, these have different objectives for different cars, with the likes of F1, F2 and Formula World cars. But do keep in mind, in order for the Formula World car to work, your Formula World car has to have the appropriate level requirements in order to participate. In addition to having appropriate driver license requirements, and the weekend structure here varies. Solo and multiplayer, which allows you to just enter a multiplayer lobby on your own or to get together with a group of friends and have some fun racing together. Ranked multiplayer. Pretty self-explanatory. You're in a ranked lobby against other players competing for points in order to progress yourself. Goals. This is a selection of up to 15 goals which give you additional unlocks when completed, like decals for your car and upgrades for your F1 World car. Grand Prix. A typical solo-style Grand Prix where your whole race structure is embedded. Multiplayer Grand Prix. Like normal Grand Prix, but with the ability to invite your friends for a weekend structure. Time Trial. This allows you to race against yourself, the clock, and others in order to see how you can get around a particular circuit of your choosing. Keep in mind though, the track limits and errors are monitored by the game. If you exceed the limits, your time won't count. F1 Sim Racing, an explanation into the sim racing world of Formula 1. Additional features here are the fan zone, where you align yourself to your favourite team and driver, which don't need to be the same pairing. For example, you might be a McLaren fan, but your favourite driver is Daniel Ricciardo, which then allows you to gather points as you race, which then stacks you against other players in a kind of leaderboard as you earn points from other modes of gameplay. Garage, where you review the details allocated to your F1 World car to increase its statistics which relate to the series game mode. The Compendium, which only comes available after unlocking goals, which consists of stickers which represent real F1 events. Customization, where you can edit your car, driver and team colours and badge details. Trophies, which is basically your display cabinet for where you keep your trophies you have won.
Isn't a trophy case supposed to have trophies?
They were all wiped out in the big trophy fire.
Ah, I see the trophies are still out for cleaning. Eh, Lisa?
The Showroom, where you review your F1 World car and official cars from the world of Formula 1. Local multiplayer, where you can play multiplayer locally, which to be fair, I have never ever done that on PC. League Racing, where if you're part of a racing league, you'll be able to enter here to join in and take part of racing structured events. Player Hub, which is where the following items are located: Podium Pass, Friends List, Mail, and your license details. Theatre is the replays where if you have saved any race replays, they can be viewed here. Settings, that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, with all that said and done, let's move over onto the F125 side of the fence, where we have the return of Breaking Point Season 3, which continues off on the story from previous entries following Connor Sport Team and their trepidations as they move through a Formula 1 season. Career, which has the offerings of Driver Career, where you play as a driver, your own or existing driver entering into an existing established Formula 1 team. My Team Career, where you become a driver owner of your own team and inject this into the world of Formula 1. 2-Player Career, where you and a friend can drive together in either co-op for the same team or allow yourselves to move around during the season. We have a new entry with the launch of the F1 movie, where F1 the movie allows you to have an interactive stance from scenes from the movie by undertaking and recreating scenes from the movie within the game, giving you objectives to complete. F1 World, which has the following. In play, we've got the series, solo and multiplayer events, invitationals, ranked multiplayer, goals, Grand Prix, multiplayer Grand Prix, time trial, and fan zone. The garage, which allows you to manage your F1 World car. Customization, fairly self-explanatory if you're familiar with the previous games in this series, where you're customizing your livery and casual wear. Trophies, which is where you'll keep the trophies you earn throughout the game, alongside the showroom. Local multiplayer, allowing you to play this on a split screen or LAN environment. League racing, if you're part of or create an F1 league. The store, which allows you to spend your in-game currency. Theatre, which will store all of your replays and settings, which, just like before, is pretty self-explanatory. Now, my biggest takeaway from the comparison of both games isn't the visual overhaul of the games, but it's actually the suspension models which have been built into the game. In F124 and the games before that, honestly, cutting corners and curbs, it was a lot more forgiving, meaning I could really push the limits of the game boundaries to increase my lap times by really pushing over areas of tracks that I shouldn't actually be able to do. However, in F125, the handling has been updated so that the car handles more like what would happen in the real world. Not that I've ever actually driven a Formula 1 car. It's more realistic feel in terms of track surface and sausage curbs, which force me more into the actual track zones, which in turn has made me a better driver by making sure that I can't cut those corners that I might have previously done in previous games. So what it forces me to do as a driver is it makes me more aware of my surroundings and understanding what's happening to my overall track position and the car location while on the track, and that can only be a good thing. Let me know what you liked or didn't like in the comments below, and what have your experiences been with F125. That's all for now, take care, and I'll see you next time.